So the next thing kind of want to end up on is obviously, the Mavericks with Luka Doncic. Like Luka Doncic, like I mean, what can you say about Luka Doncic? Like everyone's talking about him. Like
the nap. I dreamed like I was going to score 16 in the fourth quarter, so then I scored 17. So I was like, dreams don't come true. But no.
Top 3 MVP candidate right now. I just saw the MVP leaders, and he's number 2 right now in the Kia ladder, like the NBA Kia MVP ladder. I mean, a lot of people are kind of upset about it because Luka Doncic was injured. So why is he still so high? I mean, like for me, like he should be number 2. Like no one thought the Mavs were gonna be as good as what they are. Like the Mavs with Luka Doncic is operating on like one of the most efficient offenses of all time right now. Like that's how good Luka Doncic is. Like for me, like I wasn't expecting Luka Doncic to be like, as good as he is. Like now there's some cases of people saying that Luka Doncic is like he might be the best player or top 3 in the NBA. For me, I feel like he is top 10, but for them to say that top 3, you're putting him above like a lot of players. Like, would you take Luka Doncic over Joel Embiid? Would you take him over Jokic? Like, for me, I feel like he should be like top 10. I don't really know. Let's see. Who is top 10? Like for me, I feel like Kawhi Leonard is the best player in the game right now. Sometimes it's just not just stats. Like some people just look at the stats and think, oh, like why don't you pick a certain player? Like look at his stats. Like it's not as good as like player X compared to player Y. And for me, you can just tell like based on the eye test and his stats. Like you can just tell like sometimes like dude, this guy's the best player in the game, and it shouldn't be an argument. Like for me, I feel like the best player like currently playing right now is Kawhi Leonard. Number 2 maybe is LeBron James. Number 3, I'll give it to Giannis. Like number 3. Number 4, I'll give it to James Harden. Number 4. Number 5, now things get a little bit more interesting. Like more interesting. I think number 5, it should go to like Joel Embiid. Like Joel Embiid is playing pretty good. Like actually not playing pretty good. He's playing pretty great. Like and playing Defensive Player of the Year caliber. I will put Joel Embiid over Anthony Davis because Anthony Davis like needs to prove more that he's better than certain players. Like that's why I would take Joel Embiid and Jokic over Anthony Davis because I feel like they've proven more than Anthony Davis has ever proven. Number 6. That's interesting. Number 6, I think I'll take Jokic. Like, yeah, he's having kind of like a down season, like a little bit, but he's picking it way back up to where he was last season. Number 7, I'll give it to Paul George. Actually, you know what? I'll give it to Doncic right there. Number 7 seems like a good spot for him right now. I feel because like it's the second year, like for him to like jump from like he was like top 15, I think it was top. Yeah, he was top 15 last season. And I was like, oh, like, this guy's pretty good. And then he jumps back to top 10. I'm like, where would I put Doncic? Like, would I put him over Paul George? I kind of would this season. Like, I feel like dude, this guy is like so good right now. He's basically averaging almost a triple double, like for in the second year. So, I'll give him that respect. I'll put him number 7. I'll put Paul George number 8. Number 9. I would have put Kyrie Irving, but Kyrie Irving's kind of hurt. I think actually, you know what? I forgot what Anthony Davis. Yeah, so yeah, Anthony Davis should be like around like 8 or 9 or something. And number 10, I don't know. Shit, I'll just give it to Kyrie Irving. I like Kyrie Irving. Maybe I'm a little biased on that, but whatever. I kind of don't know. Like who to pick right now, but anyways, like dude, Luka Doncic. I mean, dude, you can like this guy is like super efficient, high IQ basketball player. A lot of people are comparing him to like like Magic Johnson, Larry Bird right now. Like I forgot who said that he was a combination of Larry Bird and Magic Johnson. Like, once I heard that, I thought that was kind of stupid. Like, dude, like if you're a combination of Magic Johnson and Larry Bird, wouldn't you be like the best player of all time or something? But I mean, that's just like how great like Luka Doncic is playing right now. I mean, Greg Popovich just said that hey, he's playing very Magic-like. He has great vision, helps lift his teams up, and they're winning like super efficiently. They're winning. Like he's made Dwight Powell into like such like a pick and roll threat that it's pretty crazy because Dwight Powell, like if you look at him like the last couple of seasons, like dude, like no one even cares about Dwight Powell. He has Kristaps Porzingis now to help alleviate some of the offense. But the thing is, like Kristaps Porzingis is still kind of struggling. Like he's not what you thought he would be. But the thing is, he's coming off an injury still. So I mean, I can't really judge Porzingis just yet. And then their third player is like, it's just kind of like by committee. Like it'll be on and off, on and off. Sometimes it'll be Tim Hardaway Jr. He's been hitting like a hot streak right now. Sometimes it'll be like Brunson. Sometimes it'll be like someone else. Like it'll be Dwight Powell. Like who knows like what happens? But I mean, Luka Doncic is crazy, dude. Like right now, Luka Doncic is like third in NBA usage. He's like top 10 in like isolations, and he's like during those ISOs that he does, he's like the sixth most efficient player in the ISO. So like, dude, like Luka Doncic is just the next transcendent player to like come into the NBA. He will win an MVP in the future. He won't win MVP this season because Giannis is just having like a crazy good like season again. Like he's top 3 in both offense and defensive efficiency again. Like for people like are like kind of like trashing on Giannis, like why didn't James Harden win? Well, think about it like this way: like Giannis last season was having like a season similar to what Hakeem was doing in his MVP reign. Like this dude was that great defense and offense, and he was like more efficient on offense. But he was still averaging like what 28, 29 points, and he led the team to like best record. So that might be the case again for this season. He might have a repeat. So, but Luka Doncic, like dude, his time is almost coming too for MVP. Like just reading off his stats, like come on, dude, this dude's like all his advanced metrics, and it's crazy. Like second in NBA total passes. I'm pretty sure the number 1 total pass is like LeBron James or something. I mean, dude, I think he has a stat where James Harden has the most step back threes. He's leading that, like whatever stat, and like the second player is Luka Doncic too. Like Luka, that's why I always compare Luka Doncic to like James Harden, because they play like very similar style. Like it's like the same style. I've always said like this, like Manu Ginobili. James Harden uses that same play style as Manu Ginobili, but is a little less athletic and more kind of like jump shot heavy. Like when Manu was playing, he didn't really do too much jump shots as James Harden. Like he would usually just slash and like drive it in with Euro steps. I mean, James Harden used to do that kind of like too, but he's more like reliant on his jumper. And now it goes to the next lineage of like Luka Doncic. Like Luka Doncic is the next evolution of Manu Ginobili and James Harden. So for like people to compare to like Larry Bird and like Magic Johnson, like I don't think so. Like I disagree on that portion. But I mean, you could take that for if you want to compare it to like Larry Bird, like go ahead, like whatever. I mean, this dude has the most drives per game. Oh, not the most drives. He's like 5th most drives in the league. He's like 4th in like free throws, like getting to the free throw line. So it's James Harden, like Giannis, Jimmy Butler, and then it's like Luka Doncic. Like dude, Luka Doncic is averaging currently right now. Before he was injured, he was averaging like 30 points. Like right now, he came back. He was averaging like 29, 9, and 8. Like very close near triple double like numbers. Like if this guy can average like triple double like this season, I'm not saying he will, but if he can, like, dude, it'll be crazy. Like this in his second year, like basically, like people will be mentioning him like on the lines of like Oscar Robinson, basically. But yeah, I mean, dude, like he's doing way more without as much help as like certain players though. So like James Harden is playing with Westbrook, LeBron James playing with Anthony Davis. Like he's doing way more, like less compared to like he has Kristaps Porzingis is coming off an injury. Like he's not Kristaps not doing too well. Then he has like the third player is like what Tim Hardaway Jr. Like dude, Tim Hardaway Jr. is not that great. But at the same time, like Giannis, he's also not doing as much. Doesn't have as much help compared to other teams as well. Like Bledsoe's been out for a while. I don't really believe in like Chris Middleton. Like you can't really compare Chris Middleton to like Westbrook or like Anthony Davis because like they're both better than Chris Middleton. Like I'm sorry to say, but just overall talent, they're way better than Middleton. But I mean, yeah. I mean, what can you say about Luka Doncic? Like, dude, this guy is like setting the world on fire right now. But the thing is, like, because there's a lot of hype, like people are trying to say that he's the best like 20-year-old player to ever grace on the basketball court. I disagree. I mean, I feel like a lot of people forgot Magic Johnson that came to the league as a 20-year-old player, and in his first season, the Lakers went to the finals, and Magic Johnson was the MVP that season, like the finals MVP when they beat Philadelphia. Magic Johnson won finals MVP that season. I think Magic Johnson won the college finals. I think he won the college finals MVP, and then he won the next year. He won the finals MVP. Like that is how good Magic Johnson is. Like Magic Johnson is the greatest point guard of all time. I mean, there's no debate whatsoever on that. So for people to say like, oh, he's the best 20-year-old player, that goes to Magic Johnson. But people forget sometimes, and I don't understand. Like dude, like Luka Doncic is like the new like hot player. He's very exciting to watch. Like he's very fun to watch. Like compared to James Harden, like I don't really enjoy watching James Harden play because like there's a lot of like weird shit like James Harden does. He dribbles like fucking like over 9,000 times, and then he'll jack up a shot or he'll just pass it to someone that like so he can throw up a last second shot so he can like save his percentages or something. But like for Luka Doncic, like at the same time he does like the similar things as well to like James Harden, where he kind of like saves his percentages, like he'll pass to like people like last minute so they can shoot it. But he's doing it like way more super efficiently compared to like the other players in his past. Like that play style, like, it's crazy. Like man, the other thing is that people want to say that Luka Doncic is like pretty bad defender. I don't even think he's that bad. Like just from watching him play, like he actually tries to like play defense. Like it's not like they don't make it sound like he's like Trae Young or something, where Trae Young cannot like defend people whatsoever. Isaiah Thomas cannot defend people whatsoever. It's like with like the Steph Curry like kind of thing. Like Steph Curry, it's not as bad of a defender as people make him out to be. Like if you watch Steph Curry play on defense, like he really tries. Like he'll get like a good stance. Like he'll try to play defense. Same thing for Luka Doncic. Like he'll actually try. I mean, of course, like when you play against like a guard heavy like era right now, where they're like super quick guards playing, like you're bound to get blown by. Like you're bound to get blown by. So if you play like against like Westbrook and you put Luka Doncic on the isolation, Westbrook's gonna blow by this dude. Same thing for like I don't know, like who's like super quick. Same thing for like Damian Lillard or like whatsoever. Like all these like premier point guards, like they will blow by you. So I can't really hold that against Luka Doncic. But I mean, dude, he's having like a great season right now. I mean, just looking back at like when he first got drafted, like, dude, there is a reason why he was picked like third. Like, obviously, like if you follow the NBA for like a while, where like you would remember that a lot of the Europeans had like kind of a more finesse game where they didn't like physicality compared to like the American League where it was a bunch of physicality. Like if you go back to like the '90s, I'm thinking like what Tony Kukoc like in the Olympics, like they were like playing super physical on Tony Kukoc, and like Tony Kukoc was not too physical. He's like more finesse. Same thing for like Pau Gasol when he came in the league. They were like kind of bullying him because he was a little more finesse. You know, as time went on, like there that misconception has gone like away right now. Like that's why like I guess like you know when people like start kind of like drafting like Europeans like they think like oh you know can this guy like handle like the physicality of the NBA and whatnot. Maybe that was like a reason why he wasn't drafted number one. I mean, obviously number one they drafted DeAndre Ayton because I mean he's from Arizona. He came like on the University of Arizona, and they kind of like wanted to get like a like hometown kind of guy to like boost morale for the team. I mean, I understand that. Like, and Aiden's not even that bad. Like he put up like what 17-10 in like, the rookie season. That's not even that bad. You know, now for the Kings, if the Kings drafted Luka Doncic, like they would have traded like De'Aaron Fox. Now, for the Kings fans, like, are you like a believer in De'Aaron Fox? Because like for me personally, like just thinking about these drafts, like I feel like they need to wait like a minimum of, like 5 years to see like what's gonna happen, like whatnot. Because I remember like when Brandon Ingram got drafted for the Lakers, like, and then later like who's the third player, like Jaylen Brown, like in their first season, like everyone was saying like, dude, why'd you pick like Brandon Ingram? Like Jaylen Brown like way better. Right now, like Brandon Ingram's like averaging like career high of like 25 points and like 5 and 5 or whatnot. And like Jaylen Brown's like averaging like 20. So I mean, like you just don't know like so far yet. They're pretty comparable. Like yeah, Brandon Ingram's like putting up like pretty like big numbers for on a trash team, and like Jaylen Brown's like putting like pretty good stats on like supposedly contending team right now. So you still gotta just wait, like see what happens. And for them to get De'Aaron Fox and Marvin Bagley, like Marvin Bagley's not that bad too. He just got injured. I mean, he might be a little injury prone, but I don't know. I mean, I can't really say. I don't watch too much Kings as much as I would like, I guess. But they're not bad prospects. Like De'Aaron Fox is, he's looking to be like a good player. Like, Marvin Bagley, he put up great stats in his rookie season too. So, it is what it is. Like, I mean, the Hawks didn't want Luka Doncic. Like, they wanted Trae Young. I mean, no disrespect to Trae Young, but I take Luka Doncic like 10 out of 10 times, like any day of the week. Like Trae Young, like he seems good, but he doesn't play. He can't play defense like whatsoever. Like it's just the frame of his body. But I don't know what the Hawks are doing right now, but they seem like a tank again for like another season. And Luka Doncic is gonna take his team to like the playoffs. Like, dude, it's crazy. Like I think they're like third or fourth in the West right now, and that's just saying something. That's just saying how good Luka Doncic is right now as a ball handling like playmaker. Like, dude's crazy. Like how he's like bringing back players. Like the main argument for like Luka Doncic and Trae Young last year for the rookie season was that Trae Young was playing like shit like the first half of the season, and then the other half he was playing like great. But the thing is, for Luka Doncic, he was playing great from the get go. Like he's went really good. Like from like October to December, trade deadline happens. He kind of went a little bit down because they're trading all their players like away for like picks. So they trade a bunch of players for like Porzingis, and then he had to like kind of like work with what he got. So it kind of like he kind of took like a downward turn, but people don't really take that into context because He's looking at the box scores and thinking like, oh no, like Trey Young, he's catching up to like Luka Doncic, but Luka Doncic is still like going back up and down, up and down. He's going back to his um what he was doing in the rookie season because like you can tell like Luka Doncic was gonna be a great player. I mean, like he won for sure, hands down, the rookie of the year. So I mean, it is what it is. But yeah, that's I think that's what I'm gonna end up on. But should Luka Doncic win like MVP? Not this season. Like, dude, Giannis is crazy good this season. So he'll have more future seasons to win MVP. I don't think James Harden's gonna win an MVP anytime soon. LeBron James will not win MVP. I just feel like Anthony Davis should be more of an MVP candidate than LeBron James, but that's just me. Like I feel like there's a lot of narrative when it comes to like LeBron James. Like they want him to win MVP, and he has like 4 MVPs, I think. I mean, obviously they want him to win MVP to like get like 5 MVPs to get more close to like Michael Jordan, but that ship has sailed a long time ago. He ain't catching Mike at all. So, it is what it is. But thank you again for whoever's listening.